Here we're looking at the Mabru color touch display and just going through some of the functionality of the system. So right now, looking at the power button, the unit's powered, the unit has power coming to it, but the unit itself is off. To power it on, you have to press this power button on the side, on the right-hand side. You can see that it now illuminated in blue to indicate that the unit is running. Then here we have our different modes. So we have a snowflake that indicates cool mode. We have a fan, so that's going to indicate fan only mode, that green fan. And then we have the red sun, and that's going to indicate that we're in heat mode. We have a fan button, so this fan button is going to indicate which fan speed that we're at. So we have 5 different speeds, and then we have the auto function. We typically leave the unit in auto function. Then we have our temperature up button for set temperature and set temperature going down. So the set temperature is this number that's lit up in orange here. If you have any alarms on the display, this alarm will start flashing. You push this button and then the alarm would be indicated on the screen. Then we have our menu. So when we're running, we'll have the compressor showing on, the pump showing on. Heat will never show on our self-contained units because our units use reverse cycle heating. So we use a reversing valve, so you'll see that valve turns on when you activate heat mode. Then we have some temperature readings. Our return temperature, that's the temperature of either the display that the display is picking up, or if you're using the remote air sensor, the temperature that the remote air sensor is picking up. Evaporator temperature, we have a sensor on the evaporator to monitor temperatures. And condenser temp, on some older models it was called cooling water temp. This is going to be the temperature of your condensing coil. So here we're typically expecting to see a number that's 10 up to 15 degrees warmer than what the incoming water is. So for example, if there's an incoming water of 85 degrees, we can expect to see as high as maybe 100. If it's over 100, that's going to signify that there needs to be some cleaning done to the system, either a descale, clean the strainer, an intake blockage. But it's a water flow issue when we're in cooling mode. Temp format, so we can set it for Celsius or for Fahrenheit. Control fan, on or off. So control fan is to have the fan cycle with the compressor. So if you control fan on, when the compressor turns off, the fan will also turn off. If it's off, the fan will always stay on. This is off as our factory setting. So the fan, when you're set to auto, you'll reach your set temperature. The fan would slow down, would run at a minimum speed to continue circulating air, but would remain running. Then we have our brightness adjustment. So you can adjust the brightness there, and the time that the display stays on before switching to the screensaver. And I forgot to mention, but this is going to indicate what the return temperature is as well. So this is going to be reading from the sensor, whether it be the sensor on the display itself, if you're not using the remote air sensor, or the reading on the remote air sensor.